What is up, tribe? Welcome back to the channel. If you have been here before and if you're new, well, welcome. Make sure you subscribe to be part of the tribe. Now, in today's video, we are in a whole new different setting, and that is because I am going to be sharing a story with you that merits a different kind of vibe. So if you are interested and you want to know what this story is about, make sure you stay tuned. So this story is gonna take us back 10 years behind when I went to the Dominican Republic to do a course on to become a flight attendant. I always dreamt about being an air hostess, and when the opportunity was given to me, I didn't say no. I packed my bags and my mom sent me to the Dominican Republic. Thankfully, I have family down there, so I was able to go home by my aunt who cared for me and make sure that everything was good. Before getting into the story, I just want to tell you why I'm sharing this story, and it's because it's worth hearing about and knowing about, because this is the perfect example on how you think that some people care about you, but they're just in your life to use you. And that was the unfortunate situation that happened to me, and I had to learn it the hard way. So I just wanted to share it with you. Now, of course, I'm not gonna be giving out names because I'm not here to, put anyone out like that. I'm not here for that. I, of course, want to protect her identity because she was once my friend. And I'm not a bad friend. I'm just here to share my story and nothing more. I was in the Dominican Republic and I started my course. And this course was like once a week. So very quickly I realized that I had a lot of time on my hand. So I decided to do another course. Well, actually, I did two other courses aside from the flight attendant course, which was the stylist course, like how to become a hairdresser, the do's and don'ts. We also did I also did a computer course to learn more about technology and all of that. So in the hairdressing course, I met a ton of beautiful young, all different ages women, and it was so like nice, and it was like cool from the beginning. I was cool with these girls. We was about 20. It was about 20 of us in the same class, and even the teacher was down to earth. And everything was going good, and I mainly bonded with 3 or 4 of the girls, but there was this one specific girl who happened to not live too far from where I was living. So we would kind of like be together, go home together, have breakfast together when for recess or whatever. So like I said, this was becoming a habit. We got closer and closer. We used to hang out together in classes and out of classes. And I rapidly started noticing that this was someone who is kind of like in need, if I should say it that way. But then there's a lot of unemployment in the Dominican Republic and people that are living with little to no income. That is a real situation down in the Dominican Republic. And people down there tend to think that just because you aren't from the country, which means like you are from abroad, that you travel, let's say it like that. They think that because you travel, you have it all. They think that you are rich. They think that you have no financial issues whatsoever. They just have this whole idea of the traveler. They think that the traveler guy or girl has it on. And we all know that it isn't like that. But anyways, so I rapidly started noticing that she would be kind of asking me for money or making me pay for some stuff like the cab that we was taking home. I didn't mind because it was like 20 pesos, which is like less than $1, and then we would have like breakfast together, which was also little to no money. It wasn't a problem, it was never a problem, and I always did it with a kind and open heart. And like I said, we bonded, we would go places together, we would go parties together, we would have so much fun. It even got to the point where they kind of did a surprise birthday party alongside my aunt for me, which I really appreciated because I was away from my good friends from St. Martin. So yeah, it was like all nice and good until, well, basically it was always good, like I said. And now fast forward to when I left. I had to leave and come back home. So when I came back home, of course, the connection and the communication was still there. We would talk, we would video calls, and just maintain a good relationship. However, there was times where she would, start asking me to send her some money and stuff. And at first, like I said, I didn't mind. I would send her like a $50 or, little change. There was never a time where I sent her like a lot of money. So I would always be, every now and then she would be asking me for money. And my aunt also told me that she would even be asking her for money, which was a weird situation because she's like not even my aunt's friend. She's like my friend, and she's asking my auntie for money and all of that. I don't know. It was just a weird kind of situation. And she would always say like she wants to borrow the money, but then we know that she doesn't have a work, so she doesn't have a way to kind of pay back for that money that she's asking to borrow. It still didn't ring the alarm. I also remember there was a time where my mom went on vacation. I sent her some money, and it was always like a money situation going on with her because I guess that she assumed that I was rich or something, and of course I'm not rich. I wish. So time went on, and now fast forward to 2016 when I finally got to go back to the Dominican Republic. This time I was in a relationship with my partner, so we did a kind of like, vacation. And of course, she met him, and we would go out and hang out and stuff. Everything was going good once again until this time where it was her birthday party. So it was like her birthday party, and we were staying like at our Airbnb in Santo Domingo. And she came and picked us up with her taxi, and she was like, we're going to this mall where there's like a kind of bar lounge, a beautiful high end and chic place that she kind of did a reservation for us and her coworkers. Cool, very good. So we arrived to the place. The place is looking good. It's looking so like bougie and stuff, and I don't know, it was just like lit. And we was there, and we was drinking and having fun, and there was hookah, and we was passing around the hookah. There was snacks, there was all kind of stuff. The party was going good. It was going good. And then my aunt was nearby, and she just like kind of stopped by to hit me up or whatever. And then my cousin, which is her son, came along as well, and he ended up staying in the party with us, and my aunt ended up leaving. Thankfully, that my aunt was like smart enough to leave my cousin with us, and of course he was driving, so yeah, because I assumed that her plan was for her taxi driver to bring us back home once the party was done, but thankfully my cousin was there. Because what I'm going to say next is just awful. It's like disgusting. So, time to leave. The party is done. The fiesta se ha terminado. So, we're like, okay, we are leaving. No, I said, I am leaving because there were still drinks there or whatever. So, I was like, my aunt wants me to leave, which she really did want me to leave, want us to leave. And I was like, my cousin is gonna bring us. Tell me how much I gotta, how much I gotta give you. Like, I'm conscious that we were all partying together. I'm not just gonna, leave and not give her no money or whatever. So when I asked her, like, how much I have to give you, she was like, oh, well, I didn't bring no money. I was like, wait. Wait a minute. So you trying to tell me that we did all of this, okay? You invited like 5 or 6 of your co-workers and a whole bunch of other people, and now you're trying to tell me that none of y'all have money to help me pay for the bill? So basically, I catch on. I understood that it was to me to pay the bill, like the whole bill. That came up to, I'm gonna say it in euros because that is what I used to pay. I ended up spending 250 euros that night, which is a lot of pesos. I don't have the exact amount on my head right now, but it's a lot of pesos. So yeah, basically I throw her a party that I didn't even know I was throwing her, and it was all on my bill. Yes, that was really hurtful to me because I wasn't warned. She didn't warn me, and she didn't even ask me to, kind of take take care of her party. That was plain out disrespectful and disgusting. Nevertheless, we still continued talking. It was time for me to come back home. I came back home. The communication was still there. Boom, okay. It is what it is. That's what I said to myself. What can I do, Voila. So I came back home, and basically, like the previous times, we remained in contact. The communication was still there. Of course, I was feeling kind of betrayed, but I didn't really pay it no mind. I was like, you know what, it's okay. It's like my gift to her, whatever. So I noticed that each time that I would ask her, girl, how you doing? She would always reply by telling me, struggle. Struggle, struggle, struggle. That would always be her answer. I would ask her, how are you? Oh, I'm struggling, I'm this. My dad is sick, my sister is sick, her children are sick, my grandmother, my mom. She would just like spew out a bunch of problems that she had, financial problems, of course, to see if I could have helped her. And honestly, I was like, I don't care, you're lying, you're just trying to use me, like you've done all along, like you've done all this time. So I believe that I still sent her money 2 times maybe, and the last time that I sent her money was actually after the COVID situation. So it was pandemic, everybody was quarantined, It was a worldwide situation, which I know. And this girl is gonna come and tell me right after the right after the curfew, she was like, "Hey, how you doing?" No, not even. She didn't even ask me how I was doing. She didn't even ask me if I kept my job, if I'm working, if I'm safe, if my family is good. The first thing that this girl would come and ask me again was for money. And by this time I was really over it. I was in disbelief. I was hurting. So I thought that this girl was my friend, but she wasn't. She wasn't, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm still gonna send her some money because I'm gonna send her 50 euros. Okay? And I said to myself that this is gonna be the last time that I send her money because it was just absurd. So when I finally make up my mind to send her whatever it is that I chose to send her, because I am not obliged to. So I still choose to send her 50 euros. And I said, okay, I'm gonna send you some change. And I didn't even told her how much I was sending her. But she asked, and I told her. And when I told her how much I was sending her, could you believe that she asked me? She had the audacity to tell me, oh, could you add a 20 more? And it was at that moment that I was like, no, enough is enough. I tell her, you know what? I'm just sending you this. This is all I have. Is either you take it, either you leave it. Of course, she took it and whatever. And she was grateful for that. And I was like, whatever. And what happened after that was that she came again asking me for more money. And by this time I was like, no girl, no. I wasn't even answering her messages. She was like on Messenger. She was like on all social media platforms just begging me for money. And I was like, no, I'm not answering. And I never answered her. So she wasn't getting no answer from me. So what she did was that she started contacting my partner, girl. She was sending him message asking him for money to the point that he was like, should I send her some money? I was like, no. But then it was so like on your ass. She was like such a pain in the butt that it reached to the point where I told him, you know what, you do what you want. She's asking you for money, she's not asking me. And she's not gonna get anything from me. And you shouldn't send her anything either. So it was like that. He didn't send anything to her, and she would like keep on like asking and whatnot. And it reached to the point that I had to block her for my own peace of mind. Like, I blocked her off from all social media, from all apps. I blocked this girl from everywhere. I blocked her so hard that yeah, she's not knowing anything what's going on with my life. And it's a really unfortunate situation because yeah, it's a situation in which I was her like financial friend. I was her friend because she knew that she could get money from me. And it was just that. And that goes to show that sometimes the people who are the closest to us are the one that use us the most. And it's just plain out that. And the reason why I am sharing this story, it's because it's funny, like it's hilarious to see how persistent someone can be. And it's also a life lesson to be learned. Like, yo, you just gotta cut some people off. It ain't matter if it's your long time ago friend, your new friend. There's sometimes it's just like sometimes you have to cut off that bad energy from you, and that was what I did. And since then I have peace of mind. I don't regret one single bit what I did. I feel like I had to block her like so long ago, but I just didn't. And you know what? It's better late than never. I'm just happy I did it. So if you guys stayed here to the end, I hope that you are gonna take something out of this story. And as usual, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys in another one. Peace.